A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
Jesus summoned the 12 and said to them, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority over them felt. It shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The Synod of Bishops is presently underway in Rome, discussing marriage and the family. Pope Francis called them together and asked them to see if they can find a path to admit divorced and remarried Catholics to reception of the Eucharist. The resistance to Pope Francis in Rome is absolutely unbelievable. A group of 13 very conservative cardinals, including 2 Americans, wrote a letter to him at the outset of the Synod, which somehow got leaked. And in the letter, they condemned the whole process, said they will never admit divorced and remarried Catholics to the Eucharist, and questioned the very documents that are being used as the basis for discussion. Let me just quickly tell you why I have such a difficult time with that kind of a response. Number one, as I try to encounter the gospel Jesus, the first thing I discover is joy. Jesus was filled with joy, and he brought joy and hope to people who never in their lives had any reason to be joyful or hopeful. I have a pretty difficult time finding joy in some of these old men. Secondly, if we read the Gospels carefully, the only people Jesus ever condemns are the clergy. He calls them frauds, brood of vipers. He said, "You walk around in your finery, laying down heavy burdens on others, and yet you don't lift a finger to help them." And thirdly, again, when I try to encounter the gospel Jesus, I find someone who is filled with mercy and healing and forgiveness. Jesus comes and proclaims the ideals, and the ideals are here. But he makes it clear in the gospel that it is rare when you and I get up to the ideals. Instead, we're all the way under here. But he says, if you believe in me, I will make up the difference, and you should have no fear. What does today's gospel ask us? It says that if we want to follow Jesus, we need to serve one another. How do we serve one another? By laying down heavy burdens upon people, or by bringing people the joy and mercy of Jesus Christ? Amen.